Jay.
Alright, so the cerebellum is located at the base of the skull. It's just above the brainstem and just below the occipital lobes of the cerebral cortex. It is also just below the cerebral hemispheres and the medulla oblongata.
The cerebellum is divided into two lateral hemispheres that are then broken down into three lobes. The three lobes are the anterior lobe, which receives input mainly from the spinal cord, and the posterior lobe receives information mainly from the cerebral cortex and brainstem. The flocculonodular lobe receives input mainly from the vestibular nerve.
So some different functions of the cerebellum is that it controls our equilibrium and balance. It also helps with our muscle tone and our everyday movements and things. And it also provides perfect timing for our actions that we do.
There are 4 things that I bet you don't know. So 1, there was a pathologist that stole Einstein's brain and kept it in a jar for 20 years. 2, alcohol, carbon monoxide, high fevers, and excessive head trauma can cause degeneration within the brain. And 3, the most common area for brain tumors are the midline of the brain. And 4, the cerebellum can be referred to as the little brain.
Alright, so we decided to look up some disorders of the cerebellum, and there was actually a lot more than what we were expecting. Some different ones are falling tendency, which is when someone is more sustainable to falling than you or I. There's cerebellar syndrome, that's when posture and balance are off. Ataxic gait is when someone has a wide stance and their feet face outwards. Hypotonia is when there's weak muscles and their arteries are really relaxed.
So there are some fun facts,
Extra fun.
that we looked up. And one of the coolest ones is that when we're awake, your brain can produce about as much energy needed to power a small light bulb. And the smell of chocolate relaxes the brain. Another one is that you can't make memories when you're intoxicated, and it takes about 6 minutes for your brain to react to alcohol. Now, your brain maintains a certain shape, so when we lose certain amounts of information, it's healthy to do that, because if we were to retain it all, it wouldn't be healthy, because then our normal shape would be lost. When you don't get enough sleep, you're kind of considered as intoxicated, because you're not making the best decisions and things that are good for others around you. 60% of the brain is mainly made up of fat, and 20% of the brain is made up of the oxygen and blood throughout your whole body. So,
Alright, so that's all we have for you guys. Once again, I'm Motown.
and I'm Savvy J. Peace.